Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about the concept citizenship and how a person can be granted Indian citizenship. There are multiple ways in which a person can acquire Indian citizenship by the way of naturalization, by the way of birth, descent. There are multiple ways in which a person can acquire citizenship. So, firstly, let's discuss about the concept citizenship. Citizenship, it is a right in itself to enjoy other rights. For example, the rights that has been granted by our constitution. There are certain rights under part 3 of our constitution. Rights has been vested upon the citizens to enjoy. In such case, the rights can be fully enjoyed by the citizens of our country. For example, Indian citizens can fully enjoy the rights. Doesn't mean that foreigners have no rights. There is scope for foreigners to enjoy certain rights under the constitution, but by the citizens, the rights can be fully enjoyed. The concept citizenship in itself is a symbiotic relationship between a citizen and its state, where a state is duty bound to provide welfare to its citizen, and the citizen has duty bound to follow the duties to abide by its constitution and the laws of the country. That is about the citizenship, and let's discuss under what scenarios a person can be granted Indian citizenship. There are multiple different ways in which a person can attain Indian citizenship. For example, by birth, by descent, by naturalization, by the way of incorporation or annexation of a particular territory, or by registration. Let's discuss about citizenship acquiring by the way of birth. For attaining citizenship by the way of birth, a person's parents must be holding citizenship first of all, and secondly, either any one of the parent can have citizenship, but the third scenario where it gets complicated, one person, that is any one of the parent, can be Indian citizen and the other should not be an illegal migrant. That is about acquiring citizenship based on the birth. So these conditions are generally applicable only after 1985. So if you ask me what is the condition before 1985, there was a principle that is applicable for every person who should be granted Indian citizenship by the way of birth, that jus solus, which means any person who has born in the territory of India, that is Indian soil, that particular person can be granted with Indian citizenship. So before 1985, this principle was in force. Acquiring citizenship by the way of descent is of any person who has born in any foreign territory where his or her parents, either of their parents are citizens, or any one of their parents is a citizen. If in case they are born in a foreign territory, soon as they are born, within 6 months they have to be registered with the appropriate Indian consulate or Indian embassy with regard to their birth. That is about attaining citizenship by the way of descent and by birth. And next, let's discuss about acquiring citizenship by the way of registration. So in order to understand acquiring citizenship by the way of registration, let's take the example of Sonia Gandhi. She was not born to Indian citizens, but later she was married to a person holding Indian citizenship. She lived here in India for 7 years. In such case, whether she's entitled for Indian citizenship, the answer is yes. So this type of citizenship will be generally acquired by the persons who cannot acquire citizenship by the way of birth or descent. In a different scenario where any person who has born in a foreign territory where dual citizenship is permissible, then in such case he or she shall enjoy dual citizenship till the age of 18. So since after the attainment of age of 18, he or she should renounce their foreign citizenship in order to retain the Indian citizenship. So the general rule of having Indian citizenship is that, guys, Indian citizens should not hold dual citizenship, that is holding Indian citizenship as well as the citizenship of another country. So let's now discuss about acquiring citizenship through naturalization. So when it comes to acquiring citizenship by the way of naturalization, there are certain conditions that are to be met by the individuals who are seeking for Indian citizenship, are as follows. So in order to get Indian citizenship by the way of naturalization, a person should be well versed in the languages, at least one of the languages that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of our constitution. The person should be giving up their existing citizenship of some other country, and they should be uh, living here in India as an ordinary resident for 14 years. 14 years doesn't mean that they should explicitly live for 14 years. They can just go back to their country and they can just come back. But the total amount of days, the total number of days should constitute at least 11 years. And last condition is that there should be a proper intent to permanently settle in the territory of India. These are conditions, but there are certain circumstances when, if the government thinks fit, it can waive all these conditions in granting citizenship for a particular person. But that person should have been contributed well in the field of art, literature, science, world peace, human progress. So in such situations, all these conditions can be waived off by the central government. For any person to seek Indian citizenship, it is very important rule to note that citizenship cannot be granted to the nationals belonging to country where Indians cannot be given citizenship. Last but not the least, citizenship can also be granted in situations where India is annexing another country. For example, in future, if India annexes Pakistan or Bangladesh, then the individuals inside that particular territory can be granted with Indian citizenship, but not explicitly. Like everyone cannot be given Indian citizenship in that scenario. The central government will specify their names. It can mention the names to whom which citizenship can be granted. So these are the ways in which a person can acquire Indian citizenship. Thank you.